This is the Alascast. I'm Austin Manelik.
And I'm Landon Albertson.
Just a couple average bros trying to be above average, trying to fill that freezer and make a little less wall space.
But in the end, it's all about the adventure.
So are we rolling? Yeah. So basically we've got Mario and Luigi over here back from muskox hunt. And I say Mario and Luigi because it's like Raven Air, Pen Air, a.k.a. When Air. When are your bags going to show up? And you guys, well, Ty, you look good. You look matching head to toe with that green Mission Alaska shirt.
It's the Crocs. It's the Crocs that do it.
And the bibs right there, the overalls.
Yeah, I got the overalls. Here, I mean, you can see your logo here.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's that big old, that's a monster moose. That's the 80-incher.
Yep. That's a moose.
That's a Patrick. That's like the
what you
one
got on?
That you got.
You didn't even put his shirt on, man.
He's just sitting here shirtless.
Yeah, it's just talking all kind of crazy because there's no video.
You didn't even put pants on.
Where are your pants at, man?
You just have shoes on.
Then we actually just stopped. He showed up at my place to pick me up before we ran into Anchorage, and they both came in. I'm like, man, you guys are starting something here. He had denim, like Dickies on, denim Dickies. And he's like,
and his cat hat.
And his cat hat,
and
which
cat.
is over here, man. It's a father-in-law special, or is it father-in-law? That like uncle?
No, father. Yeah, it's the father-in-law uniform.
Father-in-law uniform.
Every day of his life.
Every day,
Overalls.
every day. And Ty, did you guys plan that?
No, it was a very unfortunate situation. We were leaving Makoriak, and he had called the night before to get us on the plane, and they said, yeah, you have 700 extra pounds of room on the plane. So we're like, sweet, we'll get all of his meat on there. We'll get all of our bags, everything on there. And we shot a bunch of foxes, so we had a tub of fox hides that we needed to put on there. And all of a sudden, there were some standby guys waiting to get on, and they just threw their stuff on first. So
they threw their stuff on.
Long story short, our bags did not make it. I had my backpack, my computer bag, and he had his little backpack. And the one bag you grabbed and stuffed underneath randomly happened to be sleeping bags.
I snuck it in there when the agent wasn't looking.
Instead of his clothes, he throws the sleeping bags in there.
It was the lightest bag.
So we had nothing. So then we finally leave, and the agent was kind of like, well, no, these bags aren't coming with us. And
that was the first plane. Second plane came, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll get our stuff on. Mm-hmm. I go to grab my rifle, and the agent's like, no, none of your stuff is going on. You guys can't bring my rifle with me. Okay, I'm pretty sure
Well, that's usually rifle cases get a must ride sticker.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like the cheat code in Alaska when you go out, as you know, like you're out in Galena, but it's like, oh yeah, there's a handgun. So if you can put your handgun in with your sleeping bag and your clothes and your immediate gear that you will absolutely need. Mm-hmm. You put his handgun in there in a locked case and whatnot so you can separate it, but usually your rifle and your handgun with your gear will go. So it's a must-ride situation. But I've done that before, and that didn't work. And I ended up going out in a Sub-Zero solo moose hunt in the pilot's extra boots, which were 2 sizes too small. And, I had straight-up man toe, like moose knuckle with his small pants trying to just stay warm, But, I mean...
That's what I got going right now with these bibs on.
Oh, yeah. That's strong.
The man knuckle.
You got the man knuckle. Those are powerful. What brand are those?
Shoot, I don't know. Not even Carhartt. They're better than Carhartt. I couldn't tell you.
They're on the left-hand side near your elbow.
I've had them for so long, I don't even know. Oh, I don't know. Ridge?
Yeah, that was a trip, man.
Ridge Cut.
Yeah, Ridge Cut.
Yeah.
So
Is that a plug?
Yeah, that's a plug. So Ridge Cut, we've got a promo code going, the Alascast10. If you use them,
you won't get anything.
You get my bibs.
You're going to get an error code. So we got Landon over here. I don't know what episode this is of the Alascast, but this is probably a good time to do some intros. We figured it out how to get 3 on. And with being... fathers with jobs and trying to figure all this out. We've got 3 headsets. He's over here. He's on the mixing table. This is Landon, the big Landowski, Albertson, Prairie Adventure. And then over here we have
Ty Carey.
And we've got the Mighty Muskox Hunter.
Patrick Lumba.
And what are you guys two like handles, or where do you guys send people? So at the end of this, or at the beginning, if people want to follow along and like scroll through Pimpstagram and look at us, and
I send everybody through his first, then they can find me.
it's trickle down.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. It's a Tropic Casfig Gate here. No, so I'm at Patrick Lumba on Instagram.
Lumba, and it's like Doomba, like bringing the Doomba, right? Like
Timon and Pumbaa, but with an L.
there we go.
Lumba.
Okay. So, and you guys just got back from a muskox hunt. Before we dive into the muskox hunt and the adventure, because I did that, and we ran a few podcasts talking about like my experiences, so I can just relate here. I really want to know. Like, I've never met you, Ty, but we've been in the industry a very long time.
That's a lie. We met.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You're
We
right.
met in January.
We did. But that was a sliding glass door situation. I'm like, Ty, and you're like, hey, I'm out. And you were,
Yeah.
you were doing big deal things.
I just didn't want to see you. Really, is
Yeah, right.
the truth.
It's like,
Yeah, I keep telling him. I
Yeah.
keep telling him like Austin. He's like, who?
yeah. Yeah, right?
I told you 3 times, man.
Yeah. So I saw him, but he was with the Swan brothers, and he was like, hey, like, I'm not going to introduce you to my buddies, but like, I'll see you later, kind of looking like I was like some wild fanboy that just tracked him down. So I don't know if it was like a big league move or what.
No, they
like,
just said don't bring that guy over here.
that guy looks too excited. I don't know if you
It's
can
way
see
too
him.
happy.
Yeah,
Keep him
Cowboy.
away from me.
So, all right, so we did meet, but I've known Patrick for years now. First, I guess, was it Instagram the first place that we like actually started linking up?
Probably, I think so.
And then,
Oh, you know what? You know what it was is when I came into town for my last fight. We linked up and we shot some traditional archery over at Screaming Eagle.
yep. So that was and you're so you're an AFC heavyweight bad boy champ.
Yeah, I won it. I never defended it. Well, I made an attempt at defending it.
But you did that. You were the AFC. You were in the Kenai, right? Like
Yeah,
you were,
Kenai, Fairbanks. I went a 11-year run, off and on, and taking some breaks and doing other things. But
Cutting your hair.
yeah, growing it out, cutting it.
Yeah, right? It's Brittany, bitch.
I want him to bring it back. He won't do it.
But yeah, I mean, over 11 years, I fought 15 times, so not the most active guy for sure. But I only lost my first fight and my last fight, so I did pretty good
It's a good run.
You look pretty active to me.
in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, on the trigger.
On the Traeger master.
Yeah.
And I see, Ty, you've got the Fins and Feathers hat, and I know that
I do. I got Chad's new. I think the elk one.
that's the new.
Yeah, new.
Yeah, and that's how we met each other. Actually, was when Chad did the Submission Underground in Portland. I was down in Sacramento training for my fight, and just booked a flight and went with him up to Portland for the weekend for that. Met up with Ty, and just hung
Oh
out.
yeah, okay. I remember. I social stalked you guys on that. You guys went to dinner. You did a few cool things.
Mhm.
So you knew Chad, and who are we talking about? Who's this Chad kid?
Chad Mendez.
Yeah, Chad Mendez. He fought in the UFC and the WEC for a long time. Like top level guy. Fought for the belt. Fought McGregor for the 145 belt.
You look at those guys when they fight, like when you look at Chad, how fast that dude moves. I mean, like the speed versus the weight class, it's insane. It's insane.
I mean, yeah, and he is a dense guy. I mean, when we went our hunt, I tried to dirty dancing him out of the boat, thinking, he's a 145er. Well, he doesn't walk around at 145, and he's heavy.
You try to give him the big move.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Up and over.
Come here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, we always when we're around each other, we constantly check each other. Just always pushing each other, just sizing each other up, or whatever. I'm quite a bit taller than him. He's a freaking brick, man.
Try to shove him.
Yeah, you try to shove him, and you don't really move much unless you catch him off guard. But it's fun. He's a good dude.
Like, yeah, goodness, like pushing one of those like light poles out there.
Yep. Pretty
Parking
much.
lot. So you guys, that's how you guys met. And
Yep.
then you were currently, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you were the Alaska Fighting Champion belt holder when you took Chad out.
Yeah. So what was I doing? Yeah, I think when Chad drew that tag, I had just won. No, I was training. I think I was training for the fight that I won the belt. Then that fall, yeah, he came out and we did a moose hunt. He put that up on YouTube. That was really fun. Just self-filmed. And yeah, I took him out. He got a giant 63-inch bull. Probably the first mature moose we even saw on that trip.
And I knew how big you were, but I didn't know where you were in the photos. But I remember seeing that bull, and I didn't know exactly how big Chad was. And I'm like, oh, damn, that's a 70-inch bull. That's a monster. Good
It's a
photo.
fisheye lens.
Yeah, right. It's fisheye lens. Oh, it's wide. That wide. Like, oh my god. It's still it's an amazing moose. That's a big bull. I would say where do you classify? I classify anything like depends on their brow tines, like what they'd actually score. But I'm not too into scores on really any animal. Like anything over 50 to me is a trophy.
I just like the aesthetic, man.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, does it look thick? Does it look
It's got the width.
like
got
yeah?
the,
Is it wide?
Yep.
Like how do the brow tines? I mean, there's so many moose look so different.
Yep.
Like some maybe just 2x2 up front, 2x3, and they look just as cool as these ones that are like 7 and 8 up front. They're just different,
They're all different.
pretty much. I mean,
And I'm happy to take them all.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
on certain tags, there's a range you have to shoot the moose. For it to be a legal animal, whether it's 50 inches or 4 brow tines, whatever it is. But really what it comes down to is, does it excite you? When it comes out and it presents itself and everything's working, does it excite you? If it does, then take it. If it's in the legal range,
Yeah, you guys shot I know we're trying to get down to a muskox hunt, but we may not even be able to get there with our time. You got responsibilities, airport pickups, bag pickups with Raven, but we should probably keep an eye on this. But
Hey, we got
Okay.
good.
But
They can wait.
so yeah, Ty, after we met in Portland, I told him, hey man, you guys start putting in for tags too. Like, put in, and if you draw, I'll take you. So
So you're from Alaska.
yeah, I'm from Alaska. I grew up in Juneau. Went to university in Fairbanks. Was there for a few years. Met my wife, and she was from Galena, and we were ready to get out of Fairbanks. Kind of tired of the city life, and her parents were ready to get out of the liquor grocery store business, and it was just a good opportunity. We went for it, and so we've been there for about all of this fall will be 8 years.
when did you guys start building the army? The Lumba troops.
Dude,
Right
that
there,
was,
people were just dropping him off at his front porch, and he just took them in.
Like, geez, how fertile is this guy? Goodness gracious.
That's the
Yeah.
champ. Drop him off right there.
Yeah, he's got the venom. Real potent, ladies and gentlemen. This guy right over here.
Where are your belts, anyways? I never did see them.
I sneak them into some Instagram pictures once in a while if I'm, taking a picture of my TV. They're up above the TV there.
Oh, that's right.
And so, yeah, so for those who are listening, Patrick is now in Galena, Alaska. And Galena it's not, I'm not going to say it's a moose hub. It's not the moose mecca. No moose are actually around there, but people sometimes bring them through.
It is BFE.
Yeah, if you guys are really looking for like good trophy class moose and a lot of numbers, don't come anywhere near me.
Yep.
Yeah,
People always bring
no.
them in. Well, it's near the Koyukuk, and the Koyukuk used to be prolific. Where
Legendary.
Yeah, I mean, the prolific doesn't even cover it until people started figuring it out. And this was even before social media. You used to be able to go up there and register, go and kill your bulls. That's where my father-in-law, Vince, he's
Yeah.
been up there 14 times. This is his 14th year adventure on the Yukon coming to that territory.
Yeah, and like my in-laws and my wife's whole family, they have a camp up there. That's where the area I took Chad.
Did your juicy permit? Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we did up there. I won't say the specifics, but
You don't
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
talk too much.
yeah, terrible draw odds. It was
Which it
miracle he
is.
drew.
It is.
Actually, it is. He that guy, he got so lucky. His first time ever putting in, drew.
we're winking over here because I still have a grudge. Apparently, one of our podcasts is I've got a grudge on people who draw. I've got really
Okay,
good luck.
okay.
That being said, I did draw muskox a couple years ago, so I can't.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a story for you about draw odds on the muskox. But yeah, first time ever putting in, drew. First trip ever to Alaska. Came out. I took him out the night before. We left the day before opening day. Got pretty close to where we were going. Spent the night. Woke up in the morning. Cruised around a little bit. Check out some meadows and stuff. By like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he was tagged out. Opening day.
Opening day. What time of year was this? Like, what part of September?
5. September 5th. Opening day
they're not coming to
of
call,
moose season up there.
hanging out.
Yeah, just stumbled upon him.
And he shot a giant. And that's how I hunt usually in the beginning of the season, actually all throughout the season. Like as you guys can tell, like I'll go into a swamp, spend 20 minutes. If I don't get a response, if I don't see anything, I'm out. I'm gone.
Oh, dude, I got
Even in
like,
the heart of the rut.
I'll work an area and I'll have like 40 waypoints of everywhere I've stopped and popped out and looked in areas, look up, call, hang out a little bit, keep
Yeah, we didn't spend
and I
much
just hit
time.
them over and over.
So you guys came out. So
I
Chad,
did.
this was when you proposed this to Ty. You're like, yeah, come up, put in for the ties. Mendez had already had his bull back,
Yeah,
and so you're like, oh yeah,
this
I'll
was
put in.
this was like
A year
the
or
winter
two.
after him.
Yeah.
And so you lived in Portland, or you were
no, I was
from
in
Oregon?
Eugene. I was in Oregon.
Okay, Eugene,
And
cool.
It was my first year putting in as well.
I can't even get mad at you, really.
Yep.
Different area for Ty.
Yeah. So we went up and actually had a great time hanging out at his house and getting stuff done. And then when we went out, pretty much just took his boat and just slept wherever we ended up that night. And it was hard hunting. It was hard. We only saw a couple possible shooters, one the day before season opened, and never did find it again.
Yeah, we put him to bed and
Man.
thought maybe he'll still be around in the morning, and I think we just ran him right off.
Yeah.
What I found with moose, and I tell everybody I go moose hunting with, and a lot of big games, even with sheep, etc. Usually, you see them, and your window of opportunity opens, and just go ahead and count on never seeing that animal again, even
Yeah.
if you work your ass off. There
Yeah.
is the outlier, and like I killed a moose a couple of years ago where I kept seeing him. I saw him 3 different times. I'm like, man, he's close, and trying to get somebody else to shoot him because I'm 30 foot up in a cottonwood tree climbing. I can see all the swamp. I'm like, well, he's right there, and I don't know. I'm not trying to be a trophy hog or anything. I'm like, okay, got
I
the last day.
wonder how many moose I've missed. Just because my vantage point isn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude,
There's not much.
I probably
to
walk
climb.
by a ton of them.
Not much hills there.
Idle
Right.
right by in the boat. Never even know.
On top of the boat, you see what I did with that extension ladder, like the little giant, make like a tuna tower, and you just climb up
Yep.
and you can see. It gives you a little bit of advantage, but I always
Especially in the
park,
cut banks.
and like I'll bring if I can see any climbable tree, it's just dangerous as hell. But I'll bring 3 tree spikes always with me everywhere, and a little rope so I can attach to my rifle. And I climb up, sink a climbing spike, and usually I can get up with 3 climbing spikes. I can get to some climbable
Oh, cool.
limbs, and like I climb up, and I'm like, hey.
We didn't do that. We just climbed.
Yeah,
I
real
climbed.
dangerous. I climbed a tree, fell, caught myself with one arm, swung around, landed, started walking, and then Ty watched me throw my rifle away and run. I was standing in
Oh my
ground nesting
God.
bees.
He's gone, right? I'm thinking, and we're like, I went down to the bank to look at wolf tracks, and all of a sudden he screams and throws his gun, and I turn around and
I can't believe I
he's
see that rifle.
gone, and I'm thinking, oh my God, there's freaking
They
wolf.
stung me on
Where's
the hand that was holding the rifle.
Then he yells from way down, grab my rifle. So I go up to grab it, and it's on the beehive, and they're everywhere. Oh my gosh!
just totally booby trapped you in there.
Oh, dude, I was elbowing bees left and right. It was crazy.
I would punch a bee in the face. They were probably hornets. The hornets in Alaska are mean
Yeah,
some
there
bitches.
was a lot.
They bite and they sting.
So that was a really hard hunt with Ty. We ground it out
Yeah.
every day, and then I think, man, that last day I was like, okay,
So my flight,
he doesn't have one. We tried.
dude, yeah, my flight was at I think 2 or 3 o'clock that afternoon. We get up in the morning. I said, I gotta go out.
We went to bed at 2. And
Yeah,
he's
we went to
like,
bed at 2
We should be
something.
up at 5. Let's go out again. I'm like, I can't deny him. He came all the way here. And
I love
he
it.
hunted his ass off. Like,
We were dog
Okay,
tired.
dude.
We were
Like,
dog tired.
in my head, I'm like, oh, he's not gonna get one. Like, it'll be fine. We'll just go for a little boat ride.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Sometimes you gotta let your guard down though, where you can't be too focused on the kill. Otherwise, like it's not gonna happen. Like they can feel you.
I have killed more animals on the very last day than almost any of the animals I've killed over all my years of hunting by not giving up, by going out the very last day, last few hours, getting into the last bit of light you possibly could. And this was no exception. So we went out in the morning, and I think it was 8:30. Started, like you said, we climbed a tree, saw a few moose out in the field, and then so he threw out some calls, and all of a sudden he started responding. We could hear him raking some trees and brush, and then you just hear him. Oh yeah, this is happening.
It's coming. So, what date was that when you actually killed him?
11th, I believe.
11th.
Something. It was his
They
last
start.
He was supposed to be packing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was supposed to be. Yeah, I
Just
definitely
pack for me. Ship it. It's fine. Commercial
So
ship.
we shot this bull at 8:30 and did not get done with it till 2:30 the next morning. So while we were out in the field, we realized I'm going to miss my flight.
Yep.
I mean, this is not happening. So I didn't have service. He didn't have service. We had to in-reach his wife back at the house, and then she had to, and I had to in-reach her my flight agent's number. She had to call the flight agent, who's a good friend who's been through this with me before, and said, "Hey, I need you to book me a flight home tomorrow. I'm not going to make it today." And it's not easy to switch flights out of freaking Galena.
Oh, I know.
So, long story short, she was able to get me a flight out the next day, and
And
it
you
was a long night.
And you zapped him with an arrow.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Called him into 35 yards. Patrick was back there calling and raking and attempting to film.
You know what? There's
Whoops.
something about big bull moose. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, there he is, 300 yards. He's walking in, dusting with a rifle. But like on our hunt this year, I called in a moose on the 14th on all right, it just turned on, right? It was nasty all day, and it just
Where were you at,
started in
specifically?
that general area.
Oh,
I'm just gonna say in the ballpark. I'm not gonna say up, down. I was there.
Oh, God.
And actually, Patrick saved our bacon because once we finally got the moose, we hung it. And we can talk off air about spots and the juice and like what we had going on there, but we had
I'll
hung
give you
it.
my-
Yeah,
Onyx,
I
you can
had the meat shed fans ready to go for you guys.
Yeah, dude, you totally saved our ass. I'm like, yeah, I know a guy, so I always, refer to him whenever I go. And the meat, it had heated up real bad, and we kept the meat dry and as cool as we could. But where it was at, it was just. At any rate, we took it back. Patrick put on the fans for us and saved the meat, which was cool. And then we got it out the next day with air cargo. But at any rate, there's something to be said about when a big ass bull moose, like a giant bull moose, is coming in. I don't feel the same way when a big bear's coming. I don't feel the same way. When a moose is locked on and he's coming, you look for that every single year, and you may be lucky to get it once a year if you're hunting for 20 days to get a moose that like monster, a big bull that locks in, comes. You might have some encounters with small bulls. Okay,
Well,
cool. But,
and you have to be hunting that style.
Yeah.
For that to happen, you're not going to get that to happen if you're just cruising around sightseeing.
yeah, on the river, I talked to one individual who was out there. It's a different way of life. I'm like, hey, so how many moose you killed? Do you get into the swamps? I bailed him out, gave him a couple of gallons of gas to get back to his place, and a couple snorts on some whiskey, and they call it on the river. And he's like, hey, if you give us that whiskey, we don't need any gas. So I got a kick out of that. We became friends. Like I know him now where he's at. So if he ever sees me in my boat, it's like, hey, I need some help. He'll come over and he might give me a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah.
That's just river. It's a different way of life. But how he said, yeah, I killed 11 last year, subsistence, right? I'm like, well, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, we just cruise, basically full speed until we see one on the riverbank and cut it.
Yeah, they'll have a gunner out front, and it's all about efficiency. It's evening hunts after work, stuff like that. Like people don't have the time, to go on like a vacation hunt. It's
And
it's
like
just
with
a
us,
grind.
that's absolutely, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm not sure what they do, but
Oh, they definitely cut the engine and stop. They're not under power. None of that. You know what I mean?
You can't even be under forward power. You can't even be under forward motion from the motor.
Correct.
You have to be dead drifting with the water or parked. in order to shoot a moose from a boat. And that's the same in a few different units. That's where like Alaska's,
Where I grew up in Southeast, for the deer, you have to have 1 foot on the ground.
on the ground. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's how some of those guys down in POW black bear hunting out of canoes do the wader thing.
Yeah.
They pop out, so they never hit the beach. They pop out and their foot's on the ground, a couple feet underwater.
Yeah, that makes sense. So there's something to be said. Moose really get me freaking going hard, especially when a bull moose is locked in, and you could be standing there with a sign that says "Don't come over here," like a Looney Tune, says "Don't come over here." But once they make that decision, they're going to come.
Yeah.
And I say that. I had a moose, a giant, that one that you guys saw in my house, the 67.5-inch hog. That's a giant in my book. That's a giant. I mean, yeah.
If it's not, you're
Boone
on
and
another
Cry-
planet.
Yeah, with Boone and Cry, how it lays out and it doesn't just lay out flat and then it cocks down. He's got big fronts. He came in and he put on the brakes at 400 yards because somebody else had been hunting him and we found their fire and he looked up and he's like, "Yep, okay." He didn't even smell us. He could just see us. And he left. But some of these moose that don't, I mean, the local moose that Landon and I spent a lot of time locally, we're at bear bait. Like the moose are smart enough to know about engine noise. They're smart enough to know not to come to calls. They're smart enough to stay above tree line. And that's, I'm speaking generally because you can have them. They come in and it happens for everybody. But if you have an educated moose, just like if you have an educated elk, an educated whitetail, blacktail, if they see you, they can be dumb, drunk, stupid in the rut. And all of a sudden, they're the magic
And that's
potion.
what it was. And that's all that it was. It was he came in on a string.
Yep.
And it was perfect.
Well, that's, getting into this muskox hunt. Like, I want to get in there with this. Like, I told you before you left, hey, I've talked to a couple people going out there. Like, well, how do you do it? What's the game plan? Basically, the game plan is, you're going to, if you draw, you are going to kill your muskox. You need about 1 good day of hunting. This is how it works without, harassing the animals, how you get up on them. And once you know what a big bull is, like, you can see them in a group. And some people, it's like, oh, let me pass this on day 2. I'm going to pass this bull. I might go try to get a bigger one. And they sit there for 3 days in the weather, and then they fly out the next day, and they miss their opportunity because
you cannot. I mean, the way I scheduled my hunt was 5 hunting days. And the reason they do that is because there's a really good likelihood that you're going to have 4 weather days. And we had 3 right up front. And you know that going in, but you just, I don't know, it's just mental positivity. You're like, that won't happen to me. I mean, we had 2 days in Bethel before we could even get to the island.
Yep.
And then we get there and we're like, okay, maybe we'll get it as soon as we land. We'll be geared up already. We'll just go. And it'll be great.
Yep.
No, not that day.
And well, that's the cool part. What I was just saying is like you guys got to go, and a lot of people want to show up, go do this hunt, and be like, "Yep, okay, I'm here to kill the muskox," and they get mad. They're sitting there in weather days, but like you guys got to hang out with Arthur. It's Bama?
Abalama.
Abalama.
Yeah.
Arthur
Bama,
Abalama.
Bama 907.
Bama 907. I saw him, and he's like, Arthur. I'm like,
He's awesome.
Bama 907. I've never met him. We're in the Bethel, He's like, well, hey, if you guys get weathered in, hit me up.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. And we just so happened to get out barely. And then we sat there, for a weather day the next day. And then we went out, shot Ruby's bull after we had drove 60 miles all the way to the west end of the island furthest. And we came back. Then we went south. One mature bull was there.
Yeah.
Shot it. Cool. Darkness came. We sliced and diced, got it back, sat in the village for another 2 days. And I'm like, oh man, I got stressed. Like we've talked about it before. I'm like, I leave tomorrow and he's got other hunters coming in because he books them back to back to back.
Yep.
He's got hunters coming in. I got really stressed. And it all happened. The next day we went out. We got on a group. There was a small bull, like a 3-year-old, and a mature bull. I'm like, yep, good enough. Let's shoot him. And we were done. Back to Bethel or back to Macoriac at like 2:00. We had slice and dice world record champions, got those in tubs, and literally flew out at 4 p.m.
Dang.
So it was just like boom, boom, boom. But it wasn't like I was going to pass that animal. And where I'm getting with that is it's the harvest, right? Like once you get up, I'd like to hear about your whole hunt kind of from start to finish. But I tell people a lot like, hey, I know there's weather days. I know there's stuff that's happening, but like drink it in and like make the most of it. So you guys got to start with Arthur and his wife. They took care of you. You got to do some really cool flying, right?
Yeah,
So-
I got to hang out with. No, we didn't go flying.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tyler did.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ty.
I was following along. I was stalking on Instagram. Like I knew you guys were coming up. Like, oh yes,
I was
get to
tired of sitting in
relive
the
it.
airport, and he's making a run to a couple different villages, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to sit here forever. I'm going to
Get
get
some
on
good
this plane
B-roll.
and go. Yeah, I got some awesome B-roll. Saw some villages that I wouldn't have seen otherwise. You know, like Hooper Bay and
Yep.
Scammon and some different places. But actually, while we were flying back to Bethel, probably 10 miles out, I would say, maybe less. There was a herd of 25 muskox down there,
Yep.
and he said, "Yeah, you can't hunt those."
Yep.
But it's still cool to see it. You know.
So that's the whole part. Is you guys went out and you ended up killing them. You spent 3 days or 4 days in the weather, right? And then you finally shot them. But you got to do the experience. A lot of people, I say they missed 97% of this hunt if they're just focused on that. Because this is, obviously, as you know now, and Ty, you've spent a lot of time in Alaska. You know the Alaska life. Like you've filmed
All over it.
all over with Roy Roth, with Jim, Shockey, like
Scott Haugen.
Scott Haugen. I'm just
Cam, yeah.
Cam Haines,
Cam,
just
yeah.
dropping names.
All good people. All reliable.
We're in a Thai rabbit hole. We're gonna get back to the Pat in the Hat. You went and killed it. You guys got to experience the whole drill.
Yep.
But so you've been to Alaska. We didn't really dive into that, and we've got some time here. But tell me about your filming and like what you do now, and then your Alaska adventures.
I started filming about 10 years ago when the 09 recession hit and everybody kind of lost their jobs. I was an electrician for 6 years. Quit that or got laid off and sat on unemployment for about 3 years, and it was the best job I ever had. But in that time, I started my own business filming and doing all that, and just kind of snowballed, meeting the right people, going to all the trade shows, and it kind of went from there. And
Which is Standing Buck Productions. Right?
Standing Buck Productions, yeah, and ended up working for a lot of different shows. One year I was filming, I think I filmed 7 different TV shows. So it was great. And then I'm all freelance, so I just got on and they just hired me as a freelance cameraman, not employed through them. So I could go film with anybody I wanted at any time of year. And started getting into international traveling and just loved it. I loved the TV aspect of it and the international travel. I just loved being in super remote, weird, crazy, uncomfortable places around the world, situations, cultures, immersing myself in the culture. And I found that the more uncomfortable the situation is, the more comfortable I was. So going into small little African villages, going into little European towns, going to native villages, everywhere. It was where I needed to be. And so after getting pretty wrapped up in that, I decided that I wanted to try to film some of my own hunts, and that burned out quickly. It is so hard to film your own hunts. I don't know how you do it. The way you guys do it is awesome. I commend you for that, but I just can't do it. So when I get done filming, because I film so much throughout the year, you know, I'm on the road 250 days a year. I don't want to go film my own hunts. I just want to go hunt and enjoy it. So I'd rather go film for TV, go film my buddies, and then go hunt.
Yep, I heard that your job. It's like, what is it, the plumber, you know, or the mechanic, he's got the car problems. You just don't want to work on it when you get back.
You got 5 cars sitting in his yard. You don't want to work on them.
Yeah, I get it, man. So you've done that. You've done a lot of cool hunts in Alaska. And we could chat. We were on the drive in. We were comparing notes in the industry, and we're like, you know, people are trying to get in to the industry. I'm like, well, let me know how it goes, man. Like, don't quit your day job. And you're like, you're making a killing. Let me film for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me how you figured it out.
Yeah, it took a while. It wasn't like it just happened. I mean, my first 2 years of filming, I did not think I was going to survive. Like maybe two jobs a year, and that's not going to pay the bills. Luckily, I still had the unemployment going for me, and it was great. But once that was starting to go away, and I realized I need to start filming full time and make this happen, and talked to Philip Culpepper, who's Waddell's cameraman, right? Philip Culpepper, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, you got a new one,
and
a Cone Stone.
No, I don't know. That was it's 10 years ago. He said, if you want it bad enough, you can make this a full-time job. And I said, okay, and I'm going to do that. And I did, but it was definitely hard work. And then started getting opportunities to go film up in Alaska, and it just changed the game for me. Like, I absolutely love it up here. Alaska, the Yukon, northern British Columbia, all that is just unbelievable. And I've been I probably filmed 6 or 7 different places around Alaska now.
But if you were to do the Alaska map on your hand right here, like we were at my place in the big Alaska map, right?
Upside down pistol.
Yeah, right. The upside down pistol, exactly. So, but you've done like a star, basically, like a big star across the whole state. So you've been to a lot of far off places, but never to Macoriac, right?
This is my first time to Macoriac. Yep, been close, but not to it.
I imagine this was kind of similar to your reindeer hunt, right?
The reindeer hunt out at Umnak Island.
Yeah.
That was with Shockey a few years ago.
I got those freaky old reindeer over there.
They're wide, super wide.
Freaky.
They're cool. I could see, if there was a Sunday Monday line, an actual line, I could see it from that island.
And so, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So the shirt, like you said, hey, I filmed with Roy.
Yeah, I filmed with Roy and Cam in Kodiak Island.
And Roy, I said, hey, the shirt that you're wearing, the Mega Moose, the Mondo Moose shirt, Mission Alaska shirt. His wife, Roy's wife, widow, the shirt lady in Wasilla, selfless plug. Hey, Becky, if you're listening to this, Ty Carey's got the shirt on.
Oh, it fits great. Thank you.
So she's been taking care of me. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, the shirt lady. That's where I go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So she's still there. So I see her and her daughter.
We'll have to go see her.
Yeah, Becky Ashley now. Great people. But at any rate, you filmed. So you're no stranger to Alaska, the Alaska way of life. You saw Pat's place, Mr. Lumba's place, and that's for Galena. He's top shelf whiskey, right? Like his place is. I mean,
the bottle's been opened, but he's still top.
Yeah, right. He's aging nicely. Like his shop. Like I go to a shop. I'm like, oh damn, I wish I had a shop like this. You guys saw my house.
No, I wish I had a freaking cat machine like he's got. Oh, that's what I wish.
Mm-hmm. He's got all sorts of goodies over there.
Pick that moose right up.
Yeah, right. Like my house here in Palmer is my garage is stacked to the gills, and the one saving grace I have is once it gets warm enough in the spring, Mama's car goes out, and I get the full garage for all my gear. So all of, like the kid cars stacked, and the 4-wheelers get to have a little like breathing space. The rafts get to get pulled out, rolled out. So I get some more space there.
That's when you know she loves you.
Oh yeah, she knows who I am. She knows who I am.
Well, here's the deal with this muskox hunt is I've been all over. I filmed brown bear hunts, I filmed grizzly bear hunts, reindeer hunts, moose hunts, everything. From Ketchikan all the way up to above the Arctic Circle, everywhere.
The Alaska Peninsula,
everything.
Kodiak.
I've been everywhere except the Brooks Range. I have not been that far north yet, and I will go one day.
I thought you went to Kotzebue.
I didn't go all the way to the top of Alaska though. I want to go all the way up.
Okay.
And then Patrick called, and obviously, we're good friends, and we talk all the time and stuff. And he said that there was an opportunity to film this muskox hunt if you're available. And I'm already filmed for a different TV show where I'm scuba diving and doing different things. So there's always opportunity for me to go do that. And when he called and said, I've got a muskox hunt, I dropped everything. Said, absolutely, let's do this.
Man.
What an experience that is to go film a muskox hunt. And I only know a few people that have done it. Right. Actually filmed it, as far as the cameraman world. And I was all in.
And he kind of, Alaska's great. People will give you the shirt off their back, but a lot of people don't want to take people from lower 48 like, oh, come on up. You're my buddy. We met
You
one
literally
time.
gave us a shirt off your rack is what you did.
I did give you a shirt off your rack.
That.
Yeah, right?
Well, we have no clothes.
But you knew a guy.
Yeah.
So you got hooked up like a tow truck. Patrick's like, you guys met. There's, obviously this interconnection with the industry. And Patrick's like, yep, come on up. And he took you out for a moose. And, there was no money, traded there. You can't buy friendship. Like you guys went and you guys did something. So when you do have an opportunity like this, it's amazing.
Yep.
And so you're no stranger to the Alaska. You're no stranger to the Alaska way of life. And like Patrick lives it. Like when I came down and he hung up the moose for us and put the fans on. When he called, like I knew that he drew the tag because I was getting ready to go out for my muskox hunt. And he said, I drew it. I'm like, no shit, you drew it. Like,
how long did it take you?
Don't.
I think like 2 or 3 years. Yeah. Whenever Ranilla's episode came out, that's when I started putting it. So, there was oh my gosh, there was a guy out there same time as us with a different outfit, and 35 years. He said
that's the longest I've ever heard.
35.
I've heard 24. Mine was 12.
And I ran him at the airport. Or at the landing strip when we were leaving. I said, hey man, how'd your trip go? He's like, yeah, it was a really great trip. And we got to explore and see all the sights and everything, and get up close to some animals. And I couldn't pull the trigger, but we were right there. I was like, oh,
We just kind of
weird.
looked at each other like,
Weird.
what's going on?
And then later on, I heard a rumor that he had brought the wrong ammo.
35 years. Done.
Oh my Lord, please, God, no.
35 years so we could take a picture.
No.
So that's the rumor anyway. I mean, and we heard it on the island, and I thought it was someone else like earlier in the season. And then I heard it from someone else that it was him.
Poor dude.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. So that being said, Ruby, like Derek, Ruby put in for the first year. She drew. And then like my friend, like best friend, OG, like day one, Ryan Kaufman, Marine Scout sniper retired. Bam, by the way, would really like Ryan. Ty's texting. He put in for the first time one. Instead of putting in, 6 options, they're like, oh, what's it going to get me? 0.01 versus 0.06 of a
party,
percent.
party tag?
What's it going to get me? Screw it. So him and his fiance now put in 1. Both of them only put in party 1. So they've got 0.01% chance, and they drew it.
Little engagement present from the state.
Can I come? They're like, yeah, please do. And then they to go do these hunts, like an observer fees, a couple grand, and
15,
that's just
I think, yeah.
well, yeah. And then,
Depending on who you go with.
then
Yeah.
to get out there commercial, you're just to go watch it. It's at least
It's like
$3,000.
Honestly, so little of the hunt is actually going out
Yeah.
and finding the animal. For me, it's an experience I'll never forget.
Yep.
Good reasons and bad reasons. The travel, man. It was a heartbreaker from
It's
start to
a good
finish.
story later, but while we're still in it, literally still, we still don't have
we're
our
still
clothes.
feeling the heartbreak. Like we don't
It's
have
rough.
our stuff left the island this morning.
Who's got
You saw
your
I was wearing my father-in-law's bibs because
Yeah.
I didn't have any
The
my
cat.
pants.
Mario?
The pants I was going to change into in Bethel or in my gun case, and the agent would not let me put my gun case on the plane.
I will tell you, I had a very hard time in Bethel, and with my muskox, when we got out at 4 p.m., we're like, oh my God, we're going to get on. Yep, now we've got a flight in Bethel at like 6:30. I'm like, we're going to be able to commercial air cargo our stuff. Everything's coming. I can't believe it. This is great. We get there. The lady's like, sorry, sir, you're 103 pounds. We only accept 100 pounds, for like all the stuff. And they're like, and air cargo's closed. We're really sorry, but I don't know what you're going to do.
This is stupid
Next,
because you
and
know
it
they
just-
have wiggle room.
I'm like, it's 3 pounds. I can't cut. What am I going to go do? Cut 3 pounds of hide off of like this muskox? I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then like this,
Just gonna have
very-
to, you're just gonna have to do a better job. Skin it next time.
yeah, fleshing.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there.
There's still 10 pounds of meat on that.
That kestrel. Well, so check this out. The last way. This is really cool. Some dude in the very back had just gotten off work. He was in the air cargo, and he like looked at me and he's like, "Hey, just step off." Like motioned. And he's like, "I'm gonna take your number. I'll be back here in 30 minutes. I can come take your muskox for your meat and everything, and I'll make sure it gets on air cargo tomorrow." I'm like, "You could do that? That is so great." Never met this guy before in my life, ever.
You can't really do that anywhere else but Alaska,
Never met this guy ever in my life. And he said, I'll do that. I'm like, I really appreciate that. Now, this thing that I've, my trophy, which I'm not like a big trophy hunter, but
You
all
may
this
never
meat-
draw again.
I
You may never draw it again.
And here I am giving this to a complete stranger, trusting him that he's going to take it to his house, not get it stolen. Nothing's going to happen. All my gear, bring it back to the airport, and then ship it to me. Just did it. He did it. I was going to give you the number. I didn't know but you made it through.
Yeah, and I have to say, like before I say anything else, I have to say, Arthur and Holly saved my bacon.
They did.
Both of us. I mean, we were there for 2 days. We stayed with them, hung out with them and their kids, and
I mean, they gave
And-
us
and he
rooms,
was-
they gave us their
he
truck.
was instrumental in getting my meat and my cape and horns out.
Yeah.
We had to leave them in Bethel yesterday. Yeah, air cargo was closed. Left them with him. They just hooked me up, man. Take care of everything. It should be coming in here today. So
That's
Like,
awesome. But
I-
you know this because you're out there in Galena. You did it for me. You
it
absolutely
feels
hooked me
so
up.
strange being on the other end of it. It's like, man, I really hope I'm not asking too much. Like, I mean, I know when it's me, it's like I am so happy to help because I know.
Yeah.
But just being on the other side is so foreign.
And like I mean, for me, even this, I met this guy. He doesn't know who I am or anything. You know, I slipped him. I pulled money out. I'm like, here, take it. He's like, no, I don't want your money. I'm like, no, you just take it. Just please take it. He's like, you're making me feel weird. I'm like, okay, here's the money. I put it in his pocket and walked off real quick. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see this again or what.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Here's my meat and my money.
Arthur, if you listen to this, there may or may not be some money hidden in your little bag you fly with.
see, I don't know what people do when they do get in a situation of a nightmare and then they don't have, all heroes don't wear capes. Here's a guy from Alaska Air Cargo that comes out, like Arthur's one of them, but
Yep.
Arthur does kind of wear a cape. People depend on him and he flies out. And like,
He had it tucked in his jacket.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got it tucked in, right? So that's cool. Bama 907. So you guys went out, you did this whole adventure, you made it out there, you're in it, you're deep. You're
Yeah. And
4 days into it, and you still haven't
So-
even made it
so
out
we had-
of Macoriac, right?
our travel day was supposed to be Anchorage all the way to Macoriac in one day. Well, it's 2 flights, but it is a long way. Whatever. We get stuck in Bethel for that day, one more day, then fly out. We think we're going to hunt that day, possibly. No, we're not hunting that day. We're too late. We'd be coming back in the dark.
Because it's commercial airfare. It's a commercial flight,
commercial.
technically, because you can't scout.
Correct.
It's a puddle jump. So
No. Yeah, there's nothing. No.
right, but that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
deer, you're allowed to fly out and hunt same day airborne on Kodiak.
Yeah, I mean, you barely fly over the island at
You
all
don't, yeah,
before you land because it's on the northern tip.
and it's commercial stuff, so you can fly and hunt same day.
Yes, you
airborne
can.
commercial,
Got you. Yes,
but not
yes,
bush
yes.
plane. So
Yes. So we think we're going to get out that day. We land. No, we're too late. And we're like, okay, tomorrow's still supposed to be good weather. All right, hopefully. No go that day. I mean,
James?
it looks good in town, but on the south side of the island where it's it's different and the weather.
James the Weatherman Whitman.
Yep.
He's
Still
still
doing
there.
it. Still
Oh
going
man,
strong with his
he
little
had
pin.
the sweetest weather app. It's like showing air currents moving and
Yep.
yeah, man.
It's probably Windy. Windy's a cool app. That's
It
one of
is.
those
It
apps.
is.
Yeah, Windy. Yeah.
So, and then the next day, we are good to go. Everything's looking good. Wake up early, head out.
Beautiful
9
right
a.m.
there.
Yeah, and we're like, all right, we know where we want to go first. Boom, 35 miles straight out there. Cold, windy, fog, big sundog, almost connecting at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking to the guy, and he was kind of worried about,
Ray Amos.
no, we stayed
Sam.
with Ray. No, we were with JR.
Oh, JR. JR
Yeah,
is his name.
JR, great guy.
Yep.
It was a good day. The sun was out, but with the wind,
There was a little fog out
negative
there
33 on a couple of the days
with the wind chill.
with the wind. Yeah.
When you guys are cruising on the magic carpet ride where you're like, I can't tell if I'm going off a cliff or not. I don't know where the sky
times.
meets
I mean,
the horizon. It's
I've
freaky.
done some snow machine traveling
Mhm.
out of Galena up to Huslia and beyond,
At least you have
and out to
trees.
Unalakleet.
Got a tree or something here or there. To,
No, there's
Well,
volcanoes.
but you're also on trails.
yeah, in Galena. This
You
is
know,
Central Alaska. This is
and-
not Macoriac. Macoriac,
Yeah, in the
there's
interior out there, there's no trails, and everything's wind blown. Even a 4-inch little wind drift was like rock solid. So you're zigzagging all over, and there's no smooth. Like there's very few smooth sections. Top speed is like 35 for like a minute, you know, if that. And so it was a lot. It was a lot of riding. We got up to where we were going. Tons of sign. No animals.
Did you always a little shack? Did you guys get to a shack?
No. We went right over to that
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Got up on top of there. The wind was howling up there, and we just kept moving west from there. Found a nice big band. They were saying probably like 30 animals. I'm like, sweet, awesome. There's for sure a mature animal there.
Probably already got shot. If you
Get in there. He's like, nope, all cows. I'm like, what? I told Ty it was like so defeating that it's just like, I mean, it's cold and whatever. I'm used to cold, but there's like 60-something% humidity. Where I'm at, there's 0 and almost no wind usually.
Yeah, you just traveled. I mean, how far of a distance from Galena to Macoriac is it? Or even from like Palmer to Macoriac?
He's just so
Probably
inland
1,000
there.
miles,
Yeah.
one way. I'm not exactly sure as a crow flies, but think about that in the States.
I mean, in my head, I just have it like, okay, well, this hunt is like a gimme besides weather.
Yep.
Like, we'll find them. They'll be there. And it wasn't the case. And it was just like,
So you guys had one hunting day. You
Yep.
got that full day.
Yeah.
Oh man! And you
yeah,
guys didn't get
we
one.
were out early. No, we did. We kept going. We found that first band. No legal bulls.
And which day
Or
is
no,
this?
no good.
That you're
This
actually
is-
in Macoriac.
This is
What is today?
day 4 of our scheduled 5-day hunt. We finally get out on day
You
4.
finally got to
Yeah.
Macoriac. I'm not. Oh, okay.
No, we got out on day 2, sat for day 3, went out for day 4.
Oh man. Okay. So you have one day left.
Yeah, if we did make it happen that day, it was one more. But the
Oh.
weather was kind of getting iffy. This was like,
It's all weather.
there was
things.
pressure.
Spring storms.
There was
Oh, yeah.
pressure to get it done.
Did you feel? Did you have that pit in your stomach? You're like, this might not happen after all the weather.
Always,
Oh,
man. That's hunting.
when-
Always.
Yeah, when we
Especially Alaska.
didn't see one in that first band, I was like, But the guide was really confident. He's like, you know what? I know that I know one thing. That's not the only animals on the island.
Yep.
So we just kept cruising. We saw 2 or 3 other herds, and we glassed them up. And he's like, that one looks like it's all bulls. So we went over there. How many was it? Like
There's probably 9 or 10 at least. in
at
a
least,
cow.
yeah.
Oh, they were megas too. All of them had the big crease.
They were
down.
good.
I mean,
Yeah, there was one
We
monster.
couldn't tell the difference. We're just kind of like
he had one horn
they're all
way
good.
down, like kind of weird looking.
those guys can tell the difference between an inch or two overall.
For
And,
such an obscure
us,
hunted animal,
they
they're
all look
like,
the same.
this is the one right here that you want. You know, it's got
Yeah.
this, this, and this. And like you were saying, like they don't even have a uniform scoring.
Well,
Like,
it's pretty crazy. I mean, they came over from Greenland because all the muskox apparently in the state of Alaska got killed, and
the
there's
whole
none
world
left.
besides Greenland, I think.
And right, and then then they transferred them like a small herd over from Greenland
Like in the 40s or something?
I
Or
think
30s?
1924.
There is not
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of genetic diversity.
No.
No, so they all came over like a small herd,
Yeah.
and then Nunivak, Macoriac area, Nunivak Island, Macoriac, Alaska, NEMA. Basically, there's no predators over there because the land bridge, and they got
Thousands.
introduced, but there isn't very much of a land bridge. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it'll be like a moose that wanders out that gets doomed. But if any predators come out, no, they shoot, shovel, shut up. They don't even talk about predators, and that's how, at any rate, that's how the muskox just rebounded because they're introduced, and then they've taken that as seed corn around the state. North American model of conservation, absolutely. So hunters are paying for that, obviously. And did you guys get the little sample kit? The sample kit from the biologist? No. So I got a sample kit from a biologist. They're paying for like $50, like for your shipping to ship it wherever. But they wanted like a hair sample, a sample of the liver, a nose swab, like a sample of the heart.
Man, that was one thing I told them. I was like, I want my heart, liver, kidneys, tongue.
They don't want a bunch, just
They forgot my liver and kidneys in the field. And this is like, for me, this is,
surprised at how they forget that.
I did guided in Molokai with my buddy over there. I've done guided with him, just for like the awesome access and stuff, and just to hang with him. He's such a cool guy. But this was like, I would say like my first like full-fledged guided experience. So I kind of tell him what I like. That's another like position where I feel weird in. But so I told him like, yeah, this. My guide said he's done like about 300 muskox, and I'm the first client who wanted the bones.
weird.
Yeah, first one.
Well, we deboned ours. Deboned. Bone versus debone. That's another argument. We boned ours.
That's a whole other
Well,
podcast.
and they did that
Yeah.
for me the next morning, and I could have told them like, just don't.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the meat on the shanks.
Yep, I get that.
And
You're the treasure master. Don't mess with my meat.
yeah, but we did. But I still got my bones. We threw them in the boxes.
That's sweet. I've had some moose marrow. Moose bone marrow is really good.
Oh,
I like. My wife's like, "What's what are you doing? Chewing on moose skulls and moose marrow?" I'm like, "Good."
my wife likes it if it's in broth,
Yeah.
but she won't just slurp the marrow.
Yeah, just slurp the marrow. Just put it on a piece of toast. So they're forming currently. They're forming a baseline. So there's a gal out of I believe Nome.
Yeah, I need to get in contact with them because I'll definitely.
I have such a terrible, short but excellent memory. All those concussions, contact sports growing up. I played football once. This gal, right? You get this kit and you send this kit off, and they give you like a $50 visa for your shipping and your hassle. But I'm like, hey, so what's this for? I got a really cool letter that came back and said, hey, I just came up. She came up from lower 48, and ADF&G North American Model Conservation, ADF&G has money set aside now for a muskox baseline. They hired a biologist for this. So she's taking all these samples and categorizing them, right? Doing genetic testing and a whole bunch of stuff that like I can't BS my way through it. But all I know is they're making a baseline. And that's really cool. And like I was a part of it. I'm like, okay, well, I got $50 back and shipping was only $30 or whatever. I'm like, cool.
Why didn't you get one? Why didn't you get all that?
I don't know.
I wonder why.
I wasn't contacted, but I'll reach out. I'm more than happy to help. I mean, I volunteer on the advisory committee there.
Oh, yeah.
In the
What's that,
Middle Yukon. Yeah, and you're down here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're gonna have to now. You're gonna. Well, we'll talk about that later. But when you come back, you'll have to come in here and come sit in on our AC meetings.
yeah, take notes.
Yeah, it takes. Yeah, right. Because we had a proposal that came through that I'll have to tell. I think I already told you about that from
Ours. Yeah. It'll never.
I don't know if we can support that.
But I'll support it.
Right?
But yeah, I mean, the hunt was great, and it's you definitely immerse yourself in the local culture when you're there, whether you want to or not. You don't have an option. Like, what's it like living in a remote island without wells for every house or whatever? This delivered water. People are hauling their own water on 4-wheeler trailers. They got super high efficiency water systems for the house with vacuum pumps and everything's thawed and
wash your TV.
Yeah. I never made it over there. Actually, Raven had a shower in his place.
Oh yeah, Ray's a big deal. Famous Ray Amos. He's a real big deal.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're into creature comforts and you draw this tag, you better bring that stuff yourself.
Yep, 100%.
You thought of it. You can't.
And if I tell you what, man, if I ever draw again, I'm going to look at the list of all the other winners and see if any of them want to partner up on a charter, because I'm done messing around with leaving my rifle behind and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go out. Yeah, that's a smart way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you went out there, you did it. You guys, like, I played volleyball every night.
We went.
We tried. Yeah, there was no one at the gym.
Yeah,
really?
Oh, we only made it out one night, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I asked the NEMA store guy who runs it, and he usually opens it and closes it.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot about that store too, because
did you guys go in?
Yeah, we went. Okay. My sales rep for one of my distributors for my store was also for sales rep for them. Mm-hmm. So he I always ask him, where are you going? Where you been? And he's talking about that place. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. Then there's Adam's store. You guys never made it over to Adam's store.
No.
I didn't take any pictures in there or anything like that, but he had the goods, man. Adam had the goods. He had like a giant, as big as that screen back there, projector screen. He had a mega TV. I'm sitting there watching LeBron James dunking on fools in Macoriac. I'm like, whoa.
That's the hang.
But James only had 4 channels. We were watching Price is Right for like 4 days.
No. Dude, we were watching First Nations.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
On the TV. That was awesome, actually.
So at Adams, you can rent movies, and he's got the new of all the DVDs and everything, because he's got Wi-Fi, so obviously that's his, that's his
I
business.
downloaded The Office on my phone. It was good.
See, yeah, you had GCI. I didn't have GCI. I was a plebe. I was a plebeian. Like
I had to bum off his hotspot on his phone because I had Verizon.
We're on that little group. Yeah, little group chat or whatever, and I'm like, how is he? Like, asked Patrick. I'm texting him like, how is Ty? What the heck is he doing? You guys aren't in NEMA store, because in NEMA store, I can't remember, but I needed to do something where I had Wi-Fi. And I'm like, I'll buy it. Here's $20. I just need it for 5 minutes, and then
probably transfer money.
Yeah, I did.
Then you had it for the rest of the trip.
And then I had it, but I'd like sneak in there. Like, why is he buying $10 Charleston shoes all the time and Mountain Dew? Like, I go out and I give it to the kids. Like, yeah, here you go. They come in.
Oh, the whole town is so friendly. Everyone we passed, waving, smiling. Saw some kids on the way back from the gym where we tried to go. Like, hey, are you hunters? So, yep. Yep. Which is weird for me.
Yep.
Being an outside hunter, but I'm from a small place myself.
It's pitch black, probably blowing 60,
dude, kids
below
everywhere.
0, and they're
kids
just out there playing.
Snowsuits.
No big
deal.
Like,
are you hunters? Yeah. They're like, hi, hunters. Bye.
Just sweet little souls.
Did you fox hunt while you were there?
No, we didn't. Well, we kept seeing them. They kept saying, "No, they're stinky. They're stinky foxes.
This
You
guy's
don't want
a
to shoot them." I don't know if
fox
they told you
hunter
that. And I'm like,
That's all I wanted to do. It was
They were
awesome.
they were like thrilled. Anyone shooting foxes, like please, thank you.
Ray Amos. I don't just know if he didn't want to deal with them. I'm like, well, we'll deal with it. But at any rate, we were looking for Arctic foxes.
Yeah, never saw one.
Never saw one.
No,
Yeah.
tons of reds.
Yeah, we
So-
shot a bunch of reds, and I was feeling really good putting hunts on them and stocks, and I wanted to full mount one because they're beautiful there, and then
Yeah.
also get some hides to make some hats and gloves and stuff out of. And then
Like
he has to show me up, right? He has to show me up. Gets this. He shoots his ox, and that whole experience was awesome. And we're sitting there hanging out, and all of a sudden, when the gunshot happened on his muskox, foxes everywhere. They knew the drill.
8 of them just came out of nowhere.
He posts up on this fox.
Ty, he says, "Hey, you want to do a long range shot?" I'm like, "Well, I got ammo. I don't
Dude,
have anything else to shoot."
Over
No.
600 yards, smokes this fox. Shot it a freaking week. I'm like,
And I'll be
oh my
honest,
gosh.
I
It's awesome.
I knew I was gonna. I knew
Sweet.
my rifle's good at 2, 0 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, I'm not gonna be shooting at 2. I'm gonna be like 50 probably.
Mm.
Don't like. I forgot what my MOA.
That's why I don't have one.
And we didn't have
So-
a range. We just guessed.
Didn't have a range, but yeah, was
You know-
Bobby took the snow machine all the way out later and was like, "Oh, that's far." But and I'm way over scope for my rifle. It's supposed to be a sheep gun, but it's like ridiculously over scope. So I'm going to change that up maybe. But
That was cool. That was cool to
yeah,
see.
he's
that.
like long range shot. I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Post up, and this dude's trotting along. Like, yeah, they seem to think it was 7. I'll say 6. We'll split the difference, 650. Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, click, 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 click. Sure, maybe that'll work. If I miss, it'll be a clean miss, whatever.
Right.
And he's trotting along, and I'm like, it took forever to get settled in
What
because of
gun is
snow. 300 WSM.
Oh, 300. Oh, you just dabbed him with that.
Yeah, led him by like 4 feet, and just. I mean, after a shot, I couldn't see anything. Snow was flying, but everyone else, I thought they were gassing me up. I was like, shut up! And I look up and it's gone.
Feet were in the air.
Buzzer beater. Oh,
It was
you guys
cool.
are more excited about the fox than you are about the muskox, right? You
Yeah.
finally get the muskox. you're like,
Definitely.
okay, just wait until they're separated. Don't
Yes.
get-
Yeah,
don't
and
get
you know
too
what?
close.
You know what? What goes around comes around. When Ty came out and I was trying to film his kill shot, the
On the
camera
move.
was on manual focus, and I could barely fit my hand in the thing, and I'm like trying to hide behind a bush and film, and like, why isn't it focusing in,
Oh,
out,
it
in,
moves.
out, in, out? What is going on? And so it totally screwed that up for him. And then me
That's why-
moving all around trying to get set up for the fox.
That's why I
Missed that.
just film everything solo now. Where I'm like, you know what? It's going to take me less time if I just go ahead and do just. And then I'll get in and go and do the kill shot because
Hey,
you
I commend you. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, you're doing it professionally now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'm kind of am, but not really. I used to do the camera stuff, and we think you're professional. Kinda. I'd say I'm
You're in that
average.
category for us.
Average Joe,
You're a
man.
professional something.
You're famous. Really, is what it comes down to. You're famous, man.
Zero. No way.
Yeah, I'm
Trade
like,
show
I-
super.
When we're done here, you're signing autographs.
I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, I had butterflies coming in here.
You guys make me blush. Stop.
You're blushing. Your
Yeah, right?
face is as red as your hat.
Yeah, well, yeah. We've got stories like in this. It's funny. Like Landon is like, yeah, you just got to come to one trade show, and then he's in the crock pot now. You
Yeah.
know, he's in the crock pot, just cooking in the juices, and you go to the industry.
Yep.
It's like, yep, all right. Are we gonna make money? I don't know. Not unless you're Ty Carey.
Man, you got to tell that guy.
I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I used to film and make that money that way as a videographer. Check the ego, go get a paycheck. But yeah,
I mean, this thing with Ty, awesome, man. Get him to come out and film this, and we'll put something together. And
Yeah. So what's gonna happen with all this? I know you came. You're a professional videographer.
It's a surprise.
It's okay. Where can we find the surprise at?
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll tell you when it comes.
We'll see. I mean, we don't have a timeline or anything,
Yeah.
but it's just it's going to be cool to see.
So we're gonna head back
what
up
we
to his
get.
house and hang around, do some stuff up there. So we'll probably get some of the cultural shots up there and figure out how we want to tie this in and what order we want to put it in and all that. And
Yep. I get
Gotta
that.
go from
Yeah,
there.
2 separate things. Yeah, we'll probably come up with like 5 different films.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. I got so much content for this year. You don't even know about it.
yeah, it was cool. Hey, by the way, the reindeer came right to the village.
Oh, we were spotting them from Raymond's porch.
James said that's never happened. They were right there. A couple hundred yards.
They look lost.
Thousands.
Anyone bring them inside and warm them up?
Thousands of
They're
them.
kind of off limits. The reindeer are off limits
Yeah.
because
You could buy a permit, I think, from the corporation, from
I
the
think,
local
but
tribe.
You can buy it, but they go out and they kill it. You're not allowed to kill them.
It's a
I don't know.
process.
Yeah, I know James said something about he had a couple permits, so I don't
But,
know.
yeah, I know you guys. Yeah, it's it's basically time for you guys to get going. So we should probably do some real quick.
Yeah, I think our bags are in.
Yep.
We got to go get our
Yeah, you
bags.
guys got to go do
Nah,
that.
they'll be in around 10.
What?
Unless you're talking about your girlfriend, that's
No,
rude.
it's our bags.
Yeah, right. So you
We need our bags.
all right.
She can wait. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
editor's note. Cut here. What do we include? What don't we include? I'm trying to get to the concluders, and I'm usually terrible about concluders. So I just want to keep talking and just hang out and party with you guys. But
We'll just cut here. We'll do part 2 and later.
yeah, we should. But you never know when we're going to get part 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, we need to chat more. We all need to chat more. This is just like the beginning, and Atlanta didn't even really have a chance to talk. But
You need to buy another headphone.
we need to figure it out. We're working on that.
Do you guys have a sponsor or what?
Well, actually, Providence Imaging Center is a sponsor, and we can talk about that. But
Yeah, they probably got headsets all over the place.
yeah, hey, where are they at? Just go into the. Don't you know the guy from IT? So you guys got to get out of here. I'm editing my muskox hunt currently as we speak. I'm usually like a year behind, and like I lay it all out, and it's 4 hours.
Sound like a taxidermist.
Mission muskox Macoriac magic.
Where do we find this?
This is going to be on Mission Alaska's YouTube page.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's not Solo Hunter. Sometimes he'll pick up my films if they're legit or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like good, produce well, or film well, or whatever. I don't even try to jump in his head. He's a man.
Yep.
We're talking about Remy too.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Long story short, with me, the whole Alaska lifestyle. Obviously, you know, we all kind of know about the Alaska lifestyle, and I can't like mention it enough about how cool Alaskans are and how willing. Once you are out there, obviously we're not going to talk about spots, but when you are in a spot or you are doing something big, people are willing to go above and beyond just to make sure you're okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a small state. It's a big state. It's a small state.
It's a very small state.
Everyone knows everyone.
And so it's kind of intimidating to get up here and go out. But once you do and you get out there, I mean, yeah, there's jerks everywhere. But if somebody notices you need help or you know your safety's at risk, they will jump out of their way to help
sure.
you. And then some people, it's just like, man, this just feels good. I want to see you have a smile. You look worried. Come on over here. Like, let me feed you and let's go do something fun. So like, Alaskans are cool. Macoriac is a different way of life. Obviously, where you live, it's same but different.
Same, but different.
Same,
Definitely.
but different. So that's my concluder. Is just I've been to Macoriac and I've experienced the magic, and I feel like I got the whole experience playing volleyball at night, hanging out with the kids, giving them Charleston shoes, sneaking in, getting Wi-Fi, partying at Adam's store, watching movies, getting weathered in, and sleeping in the bunk beds that Renella did. You know, that was kind of cool.
Same pillow.
Yeah, same pillow. Same, never been washed. So
The thing about it is the way that I see it is don't get to know Alaska, get to know an Alaskan. That's the advantage right there, you know.
yep.
Get to know somebody that knows Alaska. If you try to come up and learn it on your own, you're going to struggle, and it can be dangerous. But if you get to know an Alaskan, somebody that lives there, somebody that knows it, man, you're miles ahead.
Right. Well, we know a guy. We know a couple of guys.
I know a couple guys.
Right. So
I'll have to reach out to him when I get off this podcast. See what's going on.
What do you got, Patrick?
Concluder?
Yeah. What's your final thought?
He's got to go. That's it.
Man.
No time for autographs after
No.
this for you.
Business
No,
card?
I mean, just, yeah. Just,
Yeah.
He's lost for
Just
words.
yeah.
it's like there's things I want to say, but I don't want to say.
Oh yeah.
But,
We still friends after this?
oh, totally. Yeah. No, man, I just
Okay,
say
you gave us
my
t-shirts.
concluder would be like, I am so grateful for the people I know and the people I've met, you know, that were able to help us out along this trip. You know, I came into town a couple days early to hang out here in Wasilla.
Mhm.
Then went out, and it's been so much travel and delays and weather holds and everything, and yeah.
Well, we got
And
a he got a
it would've been
muskox.
miserable without the people.
Yeah, he got a muskox, which was the goal of the trip. But what made the trip was Arthur,
Yeah.
and Arthur was
Yeah.
just a lifesaver. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm sitting over here. I'm like, hey, when you guys back? I want a podcast. When
Yeah.
you guys back? see
It's
the
like, I don't know.
alien.
I ghosted you. Like, man, I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to make it.
Yeah, he goes,
I don't know.
this Austin David guy's like all over me, man. I got to get we got to get out of there quick.
Okay, come on, man.
Yeah. But it's like this hunt, this experience, I'll put in for the tag again.
Oh yeah,
For
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Sure.
I'm starting my track.
Maybe I'll give myself an even bigger window next time.
And then next time you'd probably
And I'm going down to Kodiak. I'm going to Kodiak this fall and this winter.
You gotta go.
I'm going to give myself some windows.
You gotta go. You got the
Big
goat shirt.
windows.
You got the goat shirt now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, that's cool. I'm sure we're all gonna chat. We'll have to figure out a time to get together. I mean, we're all filming, producing, and trying to get on Ty's level still, but. It'd be cool to go out and watch what you do a little bit and be a fly on the wall. And I want to see this film. I don't know where it's going to be.
We're heading out to Galena, man. Just tag along. Let's go.
You go. Oh yeah, Iditarod.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're going to check out the ceremonial start here, then the official start. Then we're going to go out to Galena and be there when they come through.
Yeah, it's
Right
pretty
on.
cool. So my girlfriend's flying up because she used to live up here, and she used to be involved with the Iditarod stuff, manage the dogs and feed them and take care of them and do all that stuff prior to the race. And so she's coming back up here to meet us. Actually, she's probably at the airport right now.
Okay.
And
I didn't know if
and
you
then
wanted to drop
we're
that heat.
so we're gonna go do the ceremonial start. Then the next day is the actual start. So we'll go see that because neither Patrick and I have actually seen it before. And then go to Galena and hang out at his house for a few days. They come through Galena, so we're gonna see him again, which is really cool. And then when they leave to go finish the race, we'll fly home.
Cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, got to leave Alaska.
You'll fly. He's home.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get up there, do some fur sewing, maybe some muskox cutting.
Yep.
You should take him out and help out the moose and go kill him. Go kill a wolf. Go.
Yeah, no, we're going to go look
That's the
for
goal.
wolves for sure.
Okay.
The problem right now is there's so much snow. If you go off trail, there's people with super wides sinking two machines.
Come on,
I
man.
missed
You
I missed a
gotta
big black wolf eating a beaver a couple of years ago, and it was disheartening. So I've got some redemption.
Yeah, and the population is good right now. There's a bounty. Me with my business, we donated to the local tribe for their bounty program.
Oh, sweet.
It's predator management right now. If anyone wants to come out,
So you get your
you don't need a locking tag for them.
really
For wolves, no,
even on resident.
no. Predator management.
You
right
get
now.
it, your intensive predator management units. That's awesome. Knock them down for the moose. I know you guys got to go. That'd be really cool. I'm gonna follow along, and if I catch you on the way back through, that'd be cool.
Yep.
Ty, I got your number now.
Yeah. You got my
unless give me a-
information.
unless you give me a fake.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll have my people get in touch with your people.
Yeah, right. I got you on Instagram. So I'll follow along, and then I guess you guys got to go, man.
Yeah,
It's time
man.
to go. So I appreciate your time. This is, we recorded with a few different individuals. We're like, this needs to happen more
Yeah.
often. So we could dive in and talk about,
Fly me up here anytime. I'll do a podcast with
right?
you.
Yeah. we got to do like some bear bait or like some spring bear stuff up here.
Let's hang these headphones up and talk about it.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's it. This is another episode of Alaskast with Ty Carey, Patrick Lumba, and the big Landowski, Landon Albertson. He's over here. You can follow along in the adventure. If we screwed up, go ahead and let me know. Tell it to my face if you really want to. I'm in Palmer, Alaska. Patrick's a little bit
Don't-
harder to get a hold of.
Don't tell me.
Yeah, you don't want to get in his face, buddy.
I just can't handle it.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.